But yeah, we're gonna restart again as we hear a annoying horn. But yeah, I guess we are going to try and have this race take place again. Second attempt. The admins have not written anything in the chat, so I guess we are good to go. Again, no idea why they restarted the first attempt. Seemed like it was running fine to me. So yeah, I don't know. The round score widget is still standing still, so that seems to not be working, but you can see the score if you press on tab, so hopefully that wasn't the reason why they restarted, because it's not really a huge issue to solve. Anyway, let's see who's in the lead. It is Shumi again, so he was in the lead the first time we tried to have this race take place. And it's good to see that he will get another good start. El Wermo will pass him though over the stretch as we enter lap 2. There's going to be 45 laps in total, 316 checkpoints. It usually takes about 1 hour for first place to finish, and then sometimes there is a 10-minute timer, sometimes there's not, as evident in the previous race in China GP, when there wasn't a timer, so it just suddenly stopped. We'll see what will happen this time, I guess. So Shumi in the lead, we got El Wermo at second place, Edster at third. As I mentioned earlier, these guys had a close fight in last week's race, with El Wermo taking third place and Edster having to settle with fourth, as Morris A9 and Shodi will pass him. Good speed here though from Edster. Will pass Shodi. El Wermo and Shumi will get company. Morris A9 goes up to second place now, and again he is the current leader in the season. Has won 2 out of 3 races. Remix won the first one, and then Morris A9 won the 2 other ones that have been played. So we'll see if he can continue that streak and make it 3 in a row. And once again, I guess I'll explain that this event got a special format. In the lower right you see a tank widget, and it's slowly decreasing. That's the player's gas, and you will have to refill it once it goes down to the red area. So you'll do that by entering the pit stop and waiting for 7 seconds. You also have to visit the pit stop if you crash. If you go outside of the track, then you will get a penalty, and you will be forced to visit the pit stop. So you naturally want to try and stay on the road. As we are about to enter yet another lap, Shumi has built up a small lead over El Wermo and Morris A9. We got Edster at 4th place. Will pass Morris A9 though, who seemed to have got a no drift. Or maybe not, he will pass Edster again. We got Saper at 5th place, a bit further behind. So the top 4 players have broken free from the rest. Then we got Sopra at 6th place, passing Saper. Shak is driving at 7th, not far behind. And Shodi has dropped down to 8th place now. Interesting, I wonder what happened to Shodi. Maybe he had to visit the pit stop. No, probably not, he probably just crashed. He's about 6 seconds behind first place. Then we got Didi at 9th place, followed by Losco at 10th. Lars at 11th, Salmon at 12th, Respo at 13th, Vertigo at 14th, Fab38 at 15th, Stereo Gang at 16th, and how do I go to the next page here? Okay, there we go. Then we got Matthias 49 at 17th. MC Robert is at 18th. Kier von Black at 19th, and the last player driving is Tommy 44 at 20th place. So 20 players driving this time. So not too bad, considering the late hour. And Schumi still in the lead. It's about 1 second ahead of El Guermo. So that's not a lot. Also, one thing to consider is that the players sometimes have to drive over these red and white striped curbs, and sometimes that will give you a slowdown. And I was informed earlier that on this track especially, there are a couple of places where there's a high risk of getting a slowdown. So we'll see if that's going to play a factor or not, as we see Schumi and El Guermo overtaking Kier von Black, who might be 1 or 2 laps behind them. Marseille 9 is at 3rd place. But we will see Edster sneak up on the left side and pass him. Goes a bit wide through that next turn. Marseille 9 building up more speed and is back to 3rd place again. And it still seems like these 4 players are in a league of their own right now. Sopra at 5th is 2 seconds behind them. Not too much though, a lot can still happen. As we saw MC Robert standing still. Might have stopped driving. So we have driven through 38 checkpoints out of 316 in total. And we see now that the players will get a warning message. They will have to enter the pit stop soon. And what happens when it goes lower is that the screen fades to black, or at least that's what it's supposed to do. I think there was some kind of bug last week where it didn't turn black for me as a spectator and also for some of the players. So hopefully that's not going to happen this time. So now we see the pit stop here. So the players will have to stand still for 7 seconds as they are filling up the tank. And El Guermo will now be ahead of Schumi, leaving the pit stop. Edster actually... Oh, Marseille 9 and Edster still driving, so they did not enter the pit stop. So that's also something about this race, is that the players will enter the pit stop at different laps. And sometimes that is a very good strat. If you time it right in the end, so that you can basically skip entering the pit stop. So we'll see if Marseille 9 and Edster will be successful with this strategy. We see now that the screen is slowly turning black for Marseille 9, but he should have enough visibility to enter the pit stop. And also Edster, here it is. So I think they might have actually done a better job timing this. See if they will also stay at 1st and 2nd after leaving the pit stop as well. Saper also actually did not enter it. Only Schumi and El Guermo, it seems, at the top. Here they come over the stretch. And they will pass Marseille 9 and Edster. Not with a lot though, so it remains very close. 50 checkpoints into the race, with Schumi in the lead. But again, as I mentioned earlier as well, if you accidentally go outside of the track, then you will get a penalty, which means you have to enter the pit stop again. And obviously lose quite a lot of time with that. Guermo eager to pass Schumi, and he will. Also overtaking Vertigo. So El Guermo, the current leader, Schumi at 2nd, and then Edster at 3rd place, 1 turn behind them. Marseille 9 has dropped down a bit at 4th place, still ahead of Sopra though with about 2 seconds. Then Saper at 6th place, Shuck at 7th, and Shorty at 8th. So a bit of a rough start for Shorty. He had a much better start, I believe, in the first attempt starting this race. But now, after the restart, seems like he's not doing as good. Only about 3 seconds behind the first place, actually. No, wait, that's not right. No, he's 1 checkpoint behind. He's about, let's see. He is about 10 seconds behind first place. But still doable to make a comeback and enter the podium. Didi remains at 9th place, as he will get a slowdown from the curb. Lars at 10th. See how close he is to Didi. Not too far behind. Salmon at 11th place, followed by Losco at 12th. Respo at 13th. Stereo Gang at 14th. Vertigo at 15th. Fab 38 at 16th. And now at 17th, so MC Robert actually passing him. Then we got Matthias 49 at 18th, Kier von Black at 19th, and Tommy 44 at 20th place. Let's go back to the top, where Shumi is still occupying first place. Trying to win his first race of the season. I think he's participated once or twice so far. Edster now at 2nd place, or he was at 2nd place. El Wermo will pass him. Also, for some strange reason, sometimes I don't see the refill widget, so I'm not seeing it here for Edster, but for El Wermo it does show up. So it seems to be some kind of wonky stuff going on with the plugins, not really working as it should always. Great speed there from El Wermo over the stretch, entering yet another lap. 70 checkpoints out of 316, 45 laps in total, as El Wermo will go too much to the left, will get a penalty and will have to enter the pit stop in this lap. So that's gonna cost El Wermo several positions. I'm thinking he's gonna drop down or out of top 10 even. So I guess we can continue to follow El Wermo and see how much he will lose with this. So he will have to enter the pit stop now by going too much outside of the road. Marseille 9 will pass him here, go up to 3rd place, and many other players will pass him as well. Saper, Sopra, Saper and Sopra at least, and I'm not sure about Shorty. Probably Shorty as well, to be honest. So yeah, you lose quite a lot of time getting a penalty. So here we go, or soon we will see El Wermo enter the pit stop. Yep, here we go. So we'll have to stop and wait for 7 seconds. Let's see who will pass him. Here comes Saper, will pass him for sure. And so will Sopra. Will Shorty pass him as well? Yes, he will. And Shuck, yes, Shuck will also pass him. So El Wermo losing a ton of positions. He's down to 8th place. So yeah, that's a great example. Just showing how much you will lose if you get a penalty. So you definitely want to try and avoid those. So again, El Wermo down to 8th from 3rd place. He was even at 1st place a couple of times. And Shumi will now soon enter the pit stop again. He could drive one more lap though, as we saw Marseille 9 and Edster doing. So I guess you wanna drive one more lap here. So let's see if Shumi will do that. Yes, no, he will not. Yes, he will actually. So this time Shumi will drive one more lap. Perhaps he saw that Edster and Marseille 9 did it, and they will do it again now. They got plenty of gas in their tank. They can drive one more lap after this as well. So it is a bit scary, but I think Shumi should have enough. And yeah, that fade to black, it takes a while until it gets pitch black, so I don't think you should be too worried. So now he gets the warning message: your fuel is empty, your tank is empty. And we see that screen slowly but surely turning into black. Shumi still with a couple of turns left. But we'll have just enough to enter the pit stop. So Marseille 9 will now pass, but Shumi will retake that first place again once Marseille 9 and also Edster will enter the pit stop. So they are on different timings. Saper also entering the pit stop now. And so, well, El Wermo already, of course, entered the pit stop because he got the penalty, so he did get also a full tank from that. So he's on a completely different timing now compared to the other players. And he's up to 4th place right now, but he will have a couple of players passing him eventually. Looks like Marseille 9 has made a mistake. I think he had a very low speed here. His fuel is also over, so this might be a bit scary for Marseille 9. Screen is fading to black now. Here comes Edster, who still got enough to enter the pit stop, and Marseille 9 should also have enough. Although it seems like it's a bit closer this time. It's a bit darker. So yeah, it seems to be some kind of bug with Edster. Whenever I spectate him, I don't get the plug-in for some reason. Alright, so will Shumi pass him? Seems like he's not made any mistakes, so he will be up to 1st place once again. Edster at 2nd, Marseille 9 at 3rd place. Continues to be close, very close in the top. And Wermo at 4th place. But again, we'll see a couple of players passing him once he enters the pit stop. But he might be on a pretty good timing though. So we'll see what will happen in the end. He might stay at this position once the race ends. In that case, it wouldn't be too bad. We have driven over 100 checkpoints now, out of 316 in total. El Wermo at 4th place behind Edster, Marseille 9 and Shumi. And we got Saper at 5th place. Shodi now at 6th. Ahead of Sopra at 7th. Shak at 8th, who has gotten a penalty, so he's gonna drop down further. Didi might be able to pass him at 9th place, so he might gain 1 position. Not so sure about Salmon though, probably gonna stay behind Chuck. Then we got, whoa, Lars and Salmon are really close to each other actually. So they have a nice fight for 10th place. Good turn there from Salmon. We'll pass Lars and go up to 10th place again. Losco with low speed at 12th place. And here is Respo just leaving the pit stop at 13th place. Stereo Gang will actually pass him with a full tank, but here comes Respo again. So they also have a nice fight with each other. Vertigo at 15th place. And then we got MC Robert at 16th. Fab 38 at 17th, as Shodi will overtake him. Matthias 49 at 18th. here from Black, also with a penalty at 19th place. But still 4 checkpoints ahead of Tommy44, who is currently at last place. Back to first place again. Shumi has been in the lead for the whole duration of this race. And he was also in the lead in the first attempt starting this race, but it was unfortunately restarted a couple of laps into it. So we'll see if Shumi can keep this first place all the way to the end. Still a lot of laps left to be played, and as you can see, Marseille 9 not far behind whatsoever. And Marseille 9, the winner of the 2 previous races, looking to win for the 3rd time in a row. See if he will catch up to Shumi. We can follow him here. It's not that far ahead of Edster, who is also keeping up. Still gonna be a while before Marseille 9 enters the pit stop again. Shumi will of course enter it 1 lap ahead of Marseille 9. And Shumi seems to keep the distance down to Marseille 9. He's not really catching up that much. Ooh, Marseille 9 went a bit too much to the left, had to drive over the curb. But I think he got a bit lucky there because he did not get a slowdown from it. So it could have been worse. See how close Edster is. It's about half a second behind Marseille 9. Oh, and Shumi losing all his speed over the stretch. Mars 89 will pass him and go up to first place. And here comes Edster and takes over second place as well. Shumi down to 3rd place. Actually, it's I guess it's a tie now between him and Edster. See how it's gonna be after this turn. Very different trajectories from all 3 players. Mars 89 will keep his first place. Edster his second, but here comes Shumi with slightly more speed than Edster. And we'll pass him again. And a good turn here as well, so he can extend his second place. Very, very close between top 3. Marius 89, Shumi and Edster. Then we have Shodi now up to 4th place, so he's done a good job catching up after his, assumingly his early mistake in the race. I'm not sure what happened to Shodi. But he was down to 8th place, and now he's up to 4th, so he's done a good job catching up to the others. So Shumi will now enter the pit stop, I believe, or maybe he will drive 1 more lap. Yes, he will. He should. Will get a bit more speed than Edster again, and actually will this time enter the pit stop. Interesting. I think he could have driven 1 more lap, but he decides to enter it now. And with that, Shodi will go up 3rd place. He will enter the pit stop the next lap. So will Edster... No, Edster and Marseille 89 will have to, or can drive 1 more lap, so I'm sure they will. See them overtaking Lars, who is at 10th place. And of course Edster driving with a custom skin. You can see the inside part of the car.
Return immediately to the pits.
Trying to keep it a bit more authentic. Alright, so they will drive 1 more lap here. takes the risk. Of course, if they end up crashing, losing a bit of speed, then they might risk having a black screen before the last turn. And with that, it's going to be quite tricky to get to the pit stop. I guess if they respawn though, they will solve it, I think. Not sure how it works exactly. Might be screwed actually if you do get the black screen without entering the pit stop. But they should have plenty of time here, as their screen will start fading into black. So I can see that when spectating Edster, but I can't see his refill plugin for whatever reason. So they have one turn left. It seems though that it gets darker and darker for each time. Maybe I'm just hallucinating, but we'll see if they can keep this together all the way to the end. So they will enter the pit stop now. And Shumi, will he pass them? Coming up to the stretch now. Maybe not actually, he might still be behind them. No, it's gonna be pretty much tied here. We will pass Edster, but not Morris 89. Looks like Morris 89 had a much better pit stop actually. One thing worth mentioning is that the players can actually skip the animation in the pit stop, but the rule is that you have to stand still until it's completely over. So I'm not sure what happened there, if Edster maybe was a bit slow on the acceleration, or if Morris 89 skipped part of the animation, because they were completely tied entering the pit stop and leaving it. Morris 89 now got quite a significant lead over Edster, who seems to have lost additional time as well. Still ahead of El Wormo though, who of course had that penalty, but he seemed to also have done a pretty good job catching up. Ahead of Shorty, but they are on different pit stop schedules, so Shorty will pass El Wormo again. Seems like Kira from Black might have accidentally retired or something. He's not driving anymore. No, he's not. So Kira from Black out of the race. And Chuck also out of the race. He's not driving. Tommy is still driving though at 19th, and he will pass Kira from Black as well and go up to 18th. Fab 38 at 17th. Then we got Matthias 49 at 16th, as he will end up crashing. And will someone pass him though? No. Fab 38 still behind. Then we got MC Robert at 15th place. Will have to enter the pit stop. Will he have enough visibility here? I'm actually not sure. It's this is looking a bit grim here for MC Robert. Still got a couple of turns left. One more turn after this, I believe. And it's starting to get very dark for MC Robert very quickly. Can he make it? No, he will have to respawn. And okay, now we know what happens if that happens. You will get a penalty, so you will have to enter the pit stop anyway. So yeah, you don't want to have this happen. That's going to cost you a ton of time. We got Vertigo at 14th place, behind Respo at 13th. Then we got Stereo Gang at 12th. Losco at 11th, just behind Lars at 10th place. They continue to stay close to each other. Salmon at 9th. Didi at 8th. Sopra at 7th. Saper at 6th, behind El Wormo, who is at 5th place. Then we got Shorty now back to 4th place again. But he is quite far behind Edster, 10 seconds in total, so that's quite a lot. It looks like we do have our top 3 right now in Edster. Morris 89 at 2nd place and Shumi at 1st place. But very, very close here between Schumi and Morris89 especially. Edster has fallen down a bit, but only about 2 seconds behind the others, so still possible for Edster to win the race. We have driven through 168 checkpoints now out of 316 in total. So we are about halfway through the race. And I think none of the players in the top 3 have got a penalty. No, El Wormo got one, maybe also Shorty. And once again, Edster is streaming his point of view, and I think El Wormo might also be streaming his point of view, if you want to watch them. Wow, Marseille9 with a lot more speed than Schumi. Schumi gonna go for one more lap now. It's weird because he keeps like changing his timing here. Sometimes he will enter the pit stop, sometimes he will not. It's not sure what's the benefit of that. Alright, looks like Kira got maybe an invalid time or something. He says his internet went down, so I'm not sure what happened, but that is of course quite unfortunate. Never want to see that happen. And now Schumi with the warning message. See if he can enter the pit stop as first place. We'll pass Marseille9 over this stretch. But good reply there from Morris89 in the next turn. Keeps himself in front. Back and forth between these two players. And here's the last turn, so Schumi will enter the pit stop at second place. Let's see if he will be ahead of Morris89 or not. One lap from now when Morris89 will enter the pit stop. Actually, it's 2 laps from now because Schumi did change his schedule. Otherwise, it would have been 1 lap. So Marius89 in the lead. Edster has now gone up to second place, of course, and Schumi will stay in front of El Wormo, so he keeps that 3rd place. See here, Shorty is actually quite far behind El Wormo. See if I can see exactly how far behind he is. He is about 11 seconds behind, if I'm not mistaken. And then Shorty in turn is about 4 seconds or so ahead of Saper at 6th. 4 or 5 seconds, I guess. Wow, Morris89 is actually pretty far ahead of Edster. 50 minutes ago or so, they were much closer to each other. So yeah, we might see Morris89 winning for the 3rd race in a row. You can keep this together. And he is, of course, used to this situation, know that he is in the lead here and got a couple of seconds ahead of 2nd place. As he will get the warning message now. But he got plenty of time to enter the pit stop again. As Fab38 lets us know that he's had 8 penalties so far. Alright, here comes Marius 89 into the pit stop again. Filling up his tank. And now leaving it. So he didn't skip the animation that time. And neither will Edster. And here's Shumi now, of course, did not enter the pit stop, and he's back to being very close to Marius 89. But Marius 89 did build up a bit of a lead, half a second or so. So it continues to be extremely close between these two players, as we now have driven through 200 checkpoints. So 116 checkpoints remaining. Let's follow Shumi in first-person view. Not sure what his what is the view he uses when he plays. Not sure about Marius 89 either, actually. Camera 1 and camera 2 are most common. Camera 3 is the least common, which is this one. They will now overlap MC Robert, who is at 14th place behind Vertigo and ahead of Fab 38. Good turn there from Shumi, almost in front of Marius 89 now. Another great turn from Shumi, who is now back to first place. Another great turn as well. Can now extend his lead. So this seems to be a pretty good lap from Shumi. The Dedimania record says 112.56, but I believe that is not the world record. I think they told me before the race started that there was an update on the map. I guess because of a cut. You also can't see what the players what his last time was for some reason in lap mode. I think that's some kind of bug probably, because I think you are supposed to be able to see the last time, but for some reason it doesn't work in laps mode. This probably hasn't worked since the release of the game. I know it works in time attack because you can see it in the 24-hour road. Despite being an endurance race, is played in the time attack format. Alright, so Shumi entering yet another lap here as the current leader ahead of Marius 89. Can he dethrone Marius 89, who has won the two previous races? That is the main question at this very moment. Edster keeping that third place. He was together with Marius 89 and Shumi, but now seem to have fallen down and is no longer in the race for first place, but still could get on the podium as long as he avoids any major mistakes in form of penalties. El Wormo had a penalty, was in the top as well, but with that penalty dropped down, now is at 4th place. Saper at 5th. See how far behind he is of El Wormo, only about 4 seconds. So they have a close battle, and so does Shorty, I think. No, wait, Shorty is 1 checkpoint behind them. And Not exactly sure. He's about 11 seconds behind, I think. Then we got Sopra at 7th place. Behind Shorty with... let's see here. With 8 seconds. We got Salmon at 8th place behind Sopra. Then we got Lars now at 9th place, but Respo will pass him. Close fight between Lars and Respo for 9th place. Stereo Gang at 11th. Ahead of Vertigo at 12th. Morris 89 and Shumi have overlapped him. MC Robert no longer playing as well, so another player out. Here's Fab38 with his 9th penalty. Still ahead of Matthias 49 though, at 15th, and also Tommy 44 at 16th. And they will all gain a position since they will pass MC Robert, who is no longer driving. Also Didi seemed to have quit the race, together with Care from Black, Shak and Losco. And Shumi still in the lead. As Shorty now writes in the chat that he got a black screen even though his fuel was full. So that sounds like a bug to me. Unless he got a penalty and he's not aware of that. I don't know, it might have been a penalty. I think this is the first time Shorty is playing, so maybe he wasn't aware of that, not sure. Or it could have been a bug, because it wouldn't be the first time. And now Morris A9 of course in the lead, since Shumi did enter the pit stop. Shorty, is he still driving? No, he's not. So I guess he can't finish the race. Okay, so I guess he got a black screen because he drove too close to the pit at start. Huh. That's unfortunate. So he's writing to the other players now to not drive too close to it, to avoid that from happening to them as well. So Morris A9 in the lead. Edster has gone up to 2nd, but Shumi will soon be back to likely 1st place, but not with a lot. Still gonna be close between him and Morris 89. 236 checkpoints, less than 100 to go. Alright, so here comes Shumi. Oh no, never mind. Edster and Morris A9 are still driving, but soon Morris A9 enters the pit stop. Yeah, unfortunately there's still quite a lot of bugs with this system. I think it got potential. This kind of Formula 1 race, but yeah, unfortunately some problems keep happening, but well, it can only get better, I suppose, so hopefully it will. Alright, here comes Morris 89. Has he played good enough to still be in front of Shumi? That is the question right now as he enters the pit stop. 7-second wait before he can continue driving. Alright, here we go. Where's Shumi? Here he comes over the stretch, and he will be behind Morris 89. Or no, he won't. He will actually pass him just before the next turn. But a better turn from Morris 89, and he will stay in front. Wow, this is extremely close. And it's not that many laps left to go. So we'll see what will happen. And of course, these players are on different schedules entering the pit stop. So that could play a big role, depending on when the race will end. Wow, this is neck and neck now between Shumi and Morris 89. They are inside of each other. Completely inside of each other, wow. Not anymore though. Good turn there from Schumi. Etzer at 3rd place. No one is really close to him. El Wermo 2 checkpoints behind at 4th place. And he in turn is, I think, almost like 10 seconds out of Saper. And Sopra is also far behind. So no, the closest fight here is for 1st place between Schumi and Marius89, as Marius89 will not get much speed over the stretch. And yeah, I think the players should probably not chat too much during the race, as it could be distracting for those who are still driving. And now Schumi is actually quite far ahead of Marius89, over 2 seconds. But if the race ends when Schumi enters a pit stop, because Marius89 will continue driving for 2 more laps, if it ends at that point, then Marius89 will be the winner. So this is gonna be very interesting to see when it will actually end. Schumi definitely on a faster pace. Still able to drive through a couple of more laps. Yeah, I don't know. I think he might actually have to enter the pit stop 2 more times. I could be wrong about that. No, it's probably more than 2 times even. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not even gonna try to calculate that. It's too complicated. Alright, so Schumi should be able to drive through 2 more laps. And then Marius89 4 more laps. See if it's still close between Lars and Respo. No, it seems like it's not. Salmon has now passed Respo, gone up to 8th, and Lars is at 7th. Interesting. Oh, of course, Shorty is no longer driving, so that's why. So we are down to 13 players. No, 14 players actually. Shorty's still ahead of Tommy44. So Lars up to 7th. Oh, as I switch to Salmon, he will now hit the pole. Such a small pole, is hard to see it. He was really close to Lars, but now gonna be behind further, and also Respo will pass him, and so will Sopra, I believe. Sopra was at 6th place. I guess he entered the pit stop. Yeah, he did, I think. Yeah, so he's up to 6th place now. Ahead of Lars. See if it's still close between Marius89 and Schumi. Not really. Schumi definitely extending his lead. And he will enter the pit stop now. 275 checkpoints. Yeah, I think this might be his last time entering the pit stop. At least that's what he wants. And if so, then it should be enough to win. But if he needs to enter it one more time, then it might be that Marius89 will take 1st place just by having a better schedule. The screen is fading to black. Oh, as I think he got a slowdown over the stretch. Yeah, I think so. Morris 89 definitely catching up. So that's a bit unfortunate for Schumi, but he's still in front and now entering the pit stop for probably the last time. We'll exit it now, so Morris 89 up to first place again. El Wermo in the meantime has gone up to third place. Edster has got a penalty. Edster with a late penalty into the race. And El Wermo will pass him, so we once again have El Wermo at third and Edster at fourth place. But this time it's not that close between them. Edster seems to have lost a ton of time here, and he's gonna lose a bit more as well since he's entering the pit stop now. So this is not good for Edster at all. He writes in the chat as well. Curse is in the chat, he's angry. Will he lose another position? Here comes Saper over the stretch. Will he pass Edster? Yes, he will. So Edster drops down to 5th place now. Was on the podium for such a long time. He's back up to 4th place now. Just ahead of Saper, but very unfortunate there for Edster having to enter the pit stop after a penalty. Alright, so Schumi will soon be back up to 1st place. Morris 89 will go through one more lap. 287 checkpoints. Yeah, I think this is in favor of Schumi right now. This will also be Morris 89's last time entering the pit stop, but Schumi will, unless he makes any mistakes, will win the race, I think. The warning message, as I really need to find a better place for my graphics, I realize. Can't have them above the warning message, looks kinda crappy. I'll have to fix it for the next one. One more turn for Morris 89 and then entering the pit stop. Would have liked the race to end now though. So then he would have been the winner for the 3rd race in a row. He will keep his 1st place in the total standings though. And Schumi, I don't think has nearly enough points to pass him at this point in the season. Alright, so here comes Schumi. He's actually quite far behind still, but no, actually not. Morris 89 still in front. What happened to Schumi? Schumi must have made some kind of mistake. He was in front of Morris 89 with a couple of seconds, and now Morris 89 is like 1 second in front of him. And we only got a few laps left to go. It's Morris 89 versus Schumi. I was convinced that Schumi would win it. He must have crashed somewhere on the track, losing this much time. Oh, and then he gets a slowdown from the curb as well. Will we see Morris 89 winning the race after all? Still, we could see Schumi coming back from this, but yeah, he basically had it in bag, so must be a bit frustrating. 298 checkpoints, 18 checkpoints remaining, so we got 2 more laps left to be played. Can Morris 89 stay in front of Schumi? Schumi will have to take a couple of risks. Got nothing to lose at this point. As we enter the 2nd to last lap, I think at least. Schumi with a risky trajectory over the curb. Not sure if that really paid off. Doesn't look like it. I think Morris 89 might have actually extended his lead a bit. Seems like that is the case. But you never know, Morris 89 could get a slowdown or something, and then Schumi might be able to come back from this. 304 checkpoints now. 1 more lap remaining after this one. El Wormo and Saper ahead of Edster, who dropped down to 5th place after that late penalty. See if there's going to be any changes. Oh, Lars now hitting the pole. Alright. Here's the last turn of the second to last lap. And Morris89 still in the lead, as we will enter the last lap now. Can he stay in front of Schumi and win for the 3rd week, or for the 3rd race in a row rather? Good first turn, but Schumi has definitely gotten closer. Schumi definitely now closer to Morris89 as we enter the last lap of the race. Ooh, another good turn from Schumi as well. He will pass Vertigo and definitely getting closer to Morris89. Exciting last lap here between Morris89 and Schumi, and now Schumi in front of Morris89, passing him. Schumi back to 1st place. Can now Morris89 strike back? It's about half a second between them. Half a lap left to be played. Schumi in the lead. Good speed as well over this stretch. Here's an important turn. Schumi keeping himself in front. Now Morris89 will have to risk these last couple of turns, otherwise Schumi will take home the win. And Schumi will win the race. Great last lap from Schumi, gives him the win. There we go, that was the last lap. Morris89 will take 2nd. Here comes El Wormo as we have a 10-minute timer starting for the other players. El Wormo will take 3rd place despite getting that penalty in the start. It's in front of Saper. Saper and Esther seems to have a very close battle for 4th place. Well, let's take El Wormo into the finish. Here we go. And now let's follow this fight between Saper and Esther. 1 turn remaining. Who's gonna take 4th place? Saper or Esther? Here we go, and Esther will pass in the end. Esther goes up to 4th place. But of course he was at 3rd place for the majority of the race, as Saper has fade to black in the end. Sopra has got a late penalty as well, so he will have to enter the pit stop now. How's that gonna work? I'm not sure actually. Doesn't matter though, because Salmon is too far behind, so Sopra will take 6th place. I guess he will just finish the race now. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. So Sopra will take 6th. Ahead of Salmon, who got 1 more lap left to be played, I think. Yes, he does. But I think he thinks this is the last lap or something. No, he's gonna play the last lap driving backwards? No? Not sure what that was about. I think he might have thought it was the last lap, but no. So he's gonna have to continue to play. Where is Lars? He's still behind. Definitely caught up a lot though. But yeah, that was a great ending to the race, to be honest. Definitely made up for the rocky start to this race. We did have a restart, some technical problems with the server, I think. Alright, looks like Salmon will keep that 7th place despite driving backwards for a moment. Nine minutes left on the clock. Here comes Salmon through the last corner. Will take 7th. Now he will cross the finish driving backwards. Here comes Lars, also got a penalty, but gonna finish the race. So Lars will take 8. Next up is Respo, who is in the pit stop now. Got 1 more lap left to go. And he actually skipped the animation quite a lot. See where Stereo Gang is. Now he's a couple of checkpoints behind, so frostBeule should have no problem taking ninth. Seven minutes left on the clock. Still got a couple of players left, including frostBeule, Stereo Gang, Vertigo, Matthias 49 and Tommy 44. So hopefully they can all finish the race. Alright, here comes frostBeule through the last stretch, taking 9th position. Next up is Stereo Gang. He got 4 more checkpoints rather, to enter. It was 315 checkpoints, not 316. My bad. Also see Matthias 49, I guess, oh no, he's a couple of laps behind. But should have enough time to finish the race at least. Ooh, Stereo Gang very close to hitting the pole. But stays on the road and will take 10th place. Next up is Vertigo, who also got a penalty. But he's just gonna finish the race, I assume. He only got 3 more checkpoints remaining. And that's the last turn. Vertigo will take 11th place. And then we got Matthias 49, who got a couple of laps left to complete, and then we only got Tommy 44 left, who got a couple of more laps compared to Matthias 49. So still gonna be a couple of minutes before they finish. 5 minutes left on the timer, and might actually be pretty close for Tommy 44. I think Matthias 49 will finish for sure, but not so sure about Tommy 44. So Matthias 49 got 2 more laps remaining. Get an overview look here to see the last 2 players driving in the race. The other ones are chatting in the chat. And it's not close at all here between Matthias 49 and Tommy 44, so not much to commentate on. Four minutes left on the clock now. Yeah, I'm not so sure about Tommy 44, to be honest. I don't think he will be able to finish the race. So that's a bit of a downer. Matthias 49, 1 turn left, and then will begin his last lap of the race. You can see Tommy 44 in front of him, so he might be able to overlap him. Still a couple of seconds behind. 3 minutes left on the clock now. And yeah, I think it's safe to say that Tommy 44 will not be able to complete the race. It's gonna be close, but not enough. And now Matthias 49 will also pass Tommy, as he's sounding the horn. Alright, and here's the last turn from Matthias 49. 2 minutes left on the clock when he will also finish the race at 12th position behind Vertigo. He finished a couple of minutes ago. And now we only got one player left driving, which is Tommy 44 entering the pit stop now. So that's gonna, of course, be... it's not gonna help him. He only got 2 more laps left to go, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna be enough. 1 minute 30 seconds left to go. He will be able to complete 1 more lap at least, but yeah, I don't think he will be able to complete the other one, because the best times there are about 1:12 to 1:13, and that's about what he got left on the clock now. So he actually will have to be quite quick to finish this lap as well. So there's no way he's gonna be able to finish 1 more as well. So yeah, Tommy 44 unfortunately not able to finish the race. And we can just go through the scoreboard in the meantime. 1 minute left on the clock. So Shumi did take home the race ahead of Morris 89. An amazing fight between them through almost the whole race actually. El Wermo will take 3rd place, had an early penalty that cost him a lot, but he was able to get back on the podium. Then Edster took 4th, was at 3rd place for the longest time, but got a late penalty and dropped down to 4th place, but was at least able to stay in front of Saper with less than 1 second. So Saper took 5th. Then Sopra took 6th place ahead of Salmon at 7th, Lars at 8th, Respo at 9th, Stereo Gang at 10th, Vertigo at 11th, Matthias 49 at 12th, and then Tommy 44 still driving here with 10 seconds left on the clock, but unfortunately not able to finish the race. So that's gonna be it. That's the end of the BA Championship F1 Bahrain GP, and I'll see ya for the next one. Thanks for watching.